Thank you. And I give the floor to Timor-Leste on Zoom.
Thank you, Madam President. Timor-Leste thanks the panelists for their comprehensive presentation. Timor-Leste aligns itself with the statement delivered by NAM and the EU. In the last few years, we observed the successive weather and climate-related hazards, and it is forecasted that extreme weather and climate conditions would continue. I would like to praise the United Nations Secretary General word, quote, "Climate change is the battle of our life and we are not winning," end of quote. On 4 April this year, Timor-Leste was hit by the tropical cyclone Serosa, that's the worst flood in 48 years of the country's history. The destruction shocked the country and devastated our citizens, who are already suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. From the disaster, we learned that as a small and developing state, the associated with natural hazard threaten to reserve progress made towards the sustainable development goals, especially by the small island and low-lying country at the global, regional, and national level. Vulnerable groups are among the most affected, including the elderly. Thus, Timor-Leste has implemented several policies for the elderly as part of a rapid instruction of social security assistance. Although my country has a very young population, it is our commitment to ensure the elderly can live in the best possible condition, which also reflect the great respect and cultural importance in Timor-Leste. To conclude, I would like to reaffirm my government's long-standing advocacy for the need to create resilience to this climate adversity and to continue to striving for sustainable development as a pathway to promote and protect the right of all, in particular, older persons. I thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. And I give the floor to Mozambique for a video statement.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Timor-Leste aligns itself with the statement delivered by China. Timor-Leste thanks and welcome the report of the Special Rapporteur, Mr. Oliver de Sutter, focusing on the establishment of a global fund for social protection to eradicate extreme poverty. As a country rebuilding from after conflict, poverty reduction remains as a priority on Timor-Leste policy agenda, and the government is committed to ensure the stability of a public social security system to ensure the social protection for the citizen in accordance with international human rights treaty. In doing so, with reference to the 5P of the SDG and our Strategic Development Plan 2011-2030, we have made significant progress in recent years to ensure the basic needs of our people. As short-term priorities that are being achieved, Timor-Leste is focusing on development of poverty reduction related to a key area including education, health, water and sanitation, basic infrastructure, as well as agriculture and fishery, as they are important sectors that will help for subsistence and pave the way towards a sustainable development. Moreover, the provision of financial inclusion and a small microcredit is also one of the priorities to empower the citizens of the country with the tools to meet their financial needs and improve the quality of life. Mr. Vice President, being one of the most conflict and a small state, my delegation fully understands that countries emerging from conflict and in conflict situation are the most vulnerable. Henceforth, we convey the recommendation of the Special Rapporteur and you urge additional and predictable financing to help this country in dealing with their own specific needs and challenge to guarantee no one is left behind. I thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you.
Thank you. We shall now return to the list of speakers. And I'll give the floor to the representative of Timor-Leste via Zoom.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Timor-Leste welcomes the Special Rapporteur, Mr. Clement Bowley, to this session and thanks him for the report on the access to justice as an integral element of the protection of right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. Access to justice is a fundamental right in the rule of law. Timor-Leste Constitution guarantees the access to justice to all for the defense of their legal protected rights and interests, and further reiterated that justice shall not be denied on the ground of insufficient economic means. In addition, my country also guarantees to everyone the freedom to assemble peacefully and unarmed, without a need for prior authorization, and the right to exercise freedom of association, provided that the association is not intended to promote violence and is in accordance with the law. Pertinent to the Special Reporter recommendation and aware of the important role of lawyer and legal practitioner in the defense of people's right and freedom, as well as the importance of accountability. Timor-Leste approved a justice sector strategic plan for 2011-2030, where it is expressed its commitment to inter-ally, providing justice officials with relevant training to ensure they fully accomplish their function and disseminating the role of private lawyer to the population. I thank you, Madam Vice President.
You've exhausted your time. I now have the floor to the representative of the United Kingdom of Great.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Timor-Leste thanks Ms. Irene Khan, Special Rapporteur, for her comprehensive report on disinformation and freedom of opinion and expression. Timor-Leste shares the Special Rapporteur concern on the challenges and danger that disinformation can cause to individuals and society. Although not new phenomenon, disinformation and misuse of information have been amplified in recent years with the boom of the digital age and the never-ending of creation of new digital platforms and resources. These platforms are essential to bring population closer, to make education accessible to all, and to share information that can save life. However, the misuse of this platform by sharing false facts and stories can threaten human rights, democratic institutions, and development processes. COVID-19 pandemic is and continue to be an unfortunate reminder of the danger caused by disinformation, which lead to a question of how many lives could have been saved if proper information on measures to contain the virus were disseminated to certain population. Mr. Vice President, the state have to step up their effort to ensure a multidimensional response to disinformation and strengthen public trust in the integrity of the information order. In Timor-Leste, every person has the right to freedom and of speech and the right to inform and be informed impartially. Moreover, freedom of the press and other mass media is guaranteed, and my country bears the responsibility to guarantee the freedom and independence of the public mass media from political and economic power. I thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Yes, thank you. The next speaker.
Floor to Timor-Leste on Zoom.
President, Timor-Leste warm welcome the delegation of Namibia to this UPR session and thanks them for the presentation of their national report. Timor-Leste wishes to make following recommendation. 1. That Namibia continue to promote the rights contained in the International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. 2. That Namibia continue developing agriculture and vocational training program in rural area. 3. That Namibia develop a universal social security system. Madam President, Timor-Leste congratulates Namibia for the positive step undertaken to promote and protect human rights in their country. We welcome the plan to enact new legislation on the right and protection and care of other people and the increase of access to the safe drinking water. My delegation further commend Namibia for adopting measures to overcome educational inequality and takes this opportunity to wish the esteemed delegation of Namibia a successful review. I thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. And I give...
Senhor Vice-Presidente, Timor-Leste felicita a delegação de Moçambique, membro da CPLP, pela apresentação do seu relatório neste terceiro ciclo do Grupo de Trabalho da RPU, apesar dos difíceis desafios enfrentados por Moçambique, que incluíam a pandemia Covid-19, cheias e secas ciclas e o conflito armado na província de Cabo Delgado. O país continua empenhado em melhorar a sua situação de direitos humanos. Timor-Leste elogia Moçambique por adoptar leis do Sistema Nacional da Educação e Lei da Prevenção de Combate da União Prematura, bem como abolir o decreto de 2003 relativo à frequência de raparigas grávidas nas escolas. Timor-Leste deseja fazer duas recomendações. Primeira, que Moçambique ratifica o Pacto Internacional dos Direitos Econômicos, Sociais e Culturais. Segunda, que Moçambique tome medidas adicionais para prevenir a violência de gênero. Desejamos Moçambique todo o sucesso da restante discussão. Muito obrigado, senhor vice-presidente.